nothing here para kay Real Cervantes.
Yeah, Real didn't have anywhere to go. He didn't have...
Gets it to Andrews. Ramirez pops out. Grab there by Jeff Manday. 3-on-1 and Walsanga will score on the break.
Gandang addition ito si Manday at saka ni Chris Buton, ano? I mean, if you change them on the point guard position, you know you're gonna get really good decision makers.
Heat check there para kay Ray Bienes. Mintis yun. Jeff Manday once again leading the break here for Caloocan.
Oh man.
Tayong Tong fakes the shot, spins into the lane. Choco Tayong Tong, hang time, wala. Magkakatawan para sa Mindoro. That's heavy pressure defense by Jeff Manday. He really has been taking it to the offense here in this game.
That pickup right there happened.
This is our play of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the Mpbl. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Ganda rin ang habol ni Ashon Andrews, eh, no? Late lang pero nakikita mo talagang dumidepensa din.
Manzo. Bienes now. Hands it off to a former college teammate. Comboy could not hit from the outside. Saved by Walsanga. Ronnie Matias in the game for the first time. Para sa Caloocan. Sanga, specialty of the house on the way. Mintis yan.
And that's a shot that you're willing to take because it's Paul Sanga. You know that's his range. And you've seen games na he's actually sank that, lalo na in crucial parts, no?
Deadlocked at 23 apiece. Almost 4 minutes gone by here in the second quarter.
Tsaka ang ganda ng shooting percentage, 50% and 45%, no? Walang minamadali. Lahat very intentional.
Gamalinda misses. Andrews keeps it alive. There's a foul laban sa Caloocan.
Holding foul on number 5, Ronnie Matias' first. Third team foul.
Tsaka ang ganda ng mix ng ng mga veterano tsaka young guys, no? Ronnie Matias, Gabi Espinas, Bam Gamalinda,
Brian Enriquez making his debut this season for Caloocan on June Manzo but could not stop him.
Jun Manso, alam mo ng floater na ititira pero hindi mo pa ma-check, eh, no? Kasi hindi mo alam kung kailan i-release yung tira.
Manzo gives the lead back to the Tamaraws, 25-23. Enriquez on to the right side. Matias quickly
Ganda.
to JJ Manlangit. Basket and one.
Ball got swung on a slot to slot. You know that is always going to be a high-low action. And Ronnie Matias really just locating Manlangit underneath.
JJ Manlangit is already a veteran here in the Mpbl. He absolutely took Sean Andrews to school on that play. We'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the Mpbl. Tabla tayo muli. Galang will not hesitate. That one's short.
So far, he's missed a couple straight threes.
Enriquez almost dribbled his way into trouble. Caloocan will have another opportunity here. Biton doesn't use the screen. Biton bumping bodies there with Gamalinda. Couldn't finish through the contact. Manzo, floater. Short. Andrews, offensive rebound,
what a
swatted
block.
away by Paul Sanga.
What a block by Paul.
Andrews, another crack at it. Andrews this time draws the foul.
How about that rejection by Paul Sanga coming in to help? Who says he's just an offensive player? Look at that stop.
But look at Andrews here, Coach. That was the block by Sanga. You love the second effort, though, coming from a Sean Andrews after getting blocked.
Yeah. At saka pagkaka-pick up ni Galang ng bola, I mean, relocate kagad. Hindi niya, pinatagal pa yung talagang atake kagad, eh.
Andrews was spectacular off the bench for Mindoro in that game against Binyan. He had 8 points in almost 18 minutes of play. Knocks down his first 2 points of this one. 27-25. We're past 5 minutes here in the second. Enriquez goes to Cabanag. Red Lion versus Red Lion there. Gamalinda couldn't stop Jeremer Cabanag. He makes the pass to Flores, who misses. Gamalinda's asking for it. He's howling for it.
Yeah.
Two-man game between him and Manzo. Manzo, that's 2 straight missed floaters. Gamalinda now free for 3. Gamalinda laces up one.
Straight up 3 from the top. Gamalinda, for the most part, is gonna make those shots. I mean, he never hesitates. Prior to that one, what he did was to really reestablish himself on those screens, but just on the waiting hands from the top.
The tap coming from Sean Andrews gets it to Kongboy, who swings it to the middle. Gamalinda readily available for that 3-pointer. His team up by 5.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas, 50 tayo, 50 si MB. Hati mo si Manny.
Mapapanood nyo ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino on our Facebook and YouTube channels, as well as on Solar Sports on Mondays, Thursdays, Saturdays at 6 o'clock p.m. And Solar Sports is actually available on Digital Free TV Channel 21 in Mega Manila, Sky Cable Channel 70, and Cable Link Channel 58. The Mpbl is live from the Caloocan Sports Complex on this Tuesday night. Good-sized crowd inside the venue for this main game against the Mindoro Tamaraos. Their home squad, though, down by 5 points, 25-30.
Getting outscored here in the second quarter, 10-6. Little lull right here.
I think they're trying to check something. There you see on your screens the opposing head coaches. Well, Coach Toto Trujillo is an assistant coach this year. I think Sean Andrews was arguing something. He wanted a call on something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Action resumes here with Caloocan setting up their half-court set. They go inside to where they have the advantage, but Ronnie Matias could not capitalize. Matias, though, improvises, scores on the spin-a-row.
Hindi natinag sa dami ng depensa sumabay sa kanya sa loob. First off, that little high-low between Gabi Espinas and Ronnie Matias, that's tough. But Ronnie still able to, gather himself, finish off that spin against the younger Galang.
Ronnie Matias, vintage move right there. How many more times are we gonna see that coming from Ronnie Matias?
Tsaka parang hindi nagbabago yung yung vision and perspective on the floor. Talagang alam na niya kung saan manggagaling yung help defender and understands how to react to it.
I don't think magbabago na siguro yun, no, Coach? Ang nagbabago na lang siguro for guys like Ronnie Matias, maybe the athleticism, kumukonti na siya. Yung bilis, medyo nawawala na.
Number 24, Ashton Andrews, for violating the uniform protocol.
There's a call on Sean Andrews for violating the uniform protocol. I don't understand why.
Could be the dark shirt underneath. That's what they're pointing to. Yeah, because there's black inside.
And he's called for a technical because of it. Cabanag makes the technical free throw. Andrews will throw to the bench for this one.
Because you have to wear the same color as your jersey, and so I think he's either gonna have that removed or had that changed with the same color jersey.
Bonus free throw, running Matias.
Jay Yuto comes in for Sean Andrews. Matias with a bonus. He completes the three-point play.
Oh, that's another guy, Jay Yuto. He also was really good in that game against Binyan. Pressure here. Ibang klase ang depensa nitong Caloocan. Sinubukan makagulat dun sa backward inbound, lalo that nag-iisa lang ang rumisib ng bola.
Comboy feels like he was pushed.
Referees didn't see it, and so it'll be Caloocan ball.
Chance to get back the lead for the Batang Kankalu. Under 4 minutes to play here in the first half.
Watch out. There you go.
Cabanag. He's doubled. Gives it up to Biton. Quickly inside.
Oh,
Matias cutting to the basket.
Ibilib ka sa sipag ng mga Caloocan ngayon, gumalaw and run their schemes. They're moving men around, unlike from last season. Then they really turn to post-ups, elbow jumpers. Now it's 5 guys actually moving on their schemes.
Bam Bam Gamalinda getting the lead back to Mindoro, 32-31. 5 points in the game for the former San Beda Red Lion. Biton waiting for Cabanag to come out. Jeramer has it against Comboy. Matias pressured by Galang. Cabanag now with a rock. Shot clock winding down. Cabanag called for the travel.
It's been a tough first 2 quarters so far for Jeramer Cabanag. Hasn't made the field goal yet.
Coach Rodney Santos will sue for time here. But first, let's take a look at this assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the Mpbl. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Game with 1xBet. We'll take a short break. 2 minutes and 47 pa ang natitira sa ating first half. Okay, Alex.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas,
50 tayo! 50 si MB! Hati mo, si Manny!
June Manzo and the Mindoro Tamaraws up by a solitary point here against the Caloocan Batang Kankalu. They're playing on the road once again for the second straight game, hoping to get another upset here, this time against the Caloocan Batang Kankalu, just like they did against the Binyanta Takjel last week. Comboy back to their court general. Manzo doesn't use the Galang screen. Manzo puts on the brakes. One-hander, wala. Cabanag gets the rebound. Biton maneuvering through the defense, finds Espinas, and Gabby Espinas finishing at the cup.
That's just chemistry right there. Sobrang bilis ng pangyayari na yun, pero Chris understands where Gabby is gonna be. So he drives middle, splits it, sees Gamalinda, immediately feeds it off to the left-handed finish of Gabby Espinas.
2 lefties connecting there. Biton locating Gabby Espinas. Another lefty checking in here para sa Caloocan Batang Kankalu. A long-time Bataan riser, Chris Torado, now applying his trade with the Batang Kankalu this season.
Grabe ang rotation ng mga guards ng Caloocan. Well, you can say the same as well for Mindoro because Yutok is also a good guard. You got Jun Maso, you got Ino Combo, you got Axel Inigo. A good set of guards. Oh man.
Galang in and out on the 3. Tap goes to Manzo. Best 14 to work with here for Mindoro. Yutok, galing sa labas. Jay Yutok could not hit. Caloocan looking to extend this 1-point lead. Biton turns the corner. Biton, elbow jumper off to the right. Espinas couldn't get to it, but last touch on Ethan Galang. Galang wants a challenge.
Yeah. And right now what you're seeing is that Caloocan is not really going so much for the 3-point attempts. Well, because they haven't had much success out of it. They're only 1 out of 10 from that area, and everything else almost equal. Diyan nagkakaroon ng difference sa 3 points. 1 out of 10 itong Caloocan, samantalang 5 of 14 itong Mindoro.
A minute and 46 still to go here in the first half. Caloocan holding on to this 1-point lead.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas,
50 tayo, 50 si MB. Hati mo si Manny.
Congressman Oka Malapitan in the house here at the Caloocan Sports Complex. Of course, the team owner of the Caloocan, Batang Caloo. And first nominee of the Mpbl party list, Sir Ron Munsayak, also in the venue here for our Tuesday triple header. Lots of VIPs. Mayor Jennifer Ina Alegre Cruz, the team owner of the Mindoro Tamaraos, having a conversation there with Ken Bono. EJ File is on her left side. Talagang star-studded rin ang coaching staff nitong Mindoro Tamaraos.
Ibang klase nga.
Matias from the outside overshoots the mark. Biton gets to the basketball. Flores waits for backup. 5 on the shot clock for Caloocan. Torado whips a pass to Gabby Espinas. What a play for Caloocan!
And you've seen that a lot of times today. If the ball is on one side of the floor, you always see that weak side cut. What's called a 45 cut. That's the free guy, and they've been locating it real well.
Comboy from downtown. Long on the 3. Just another rebound. Exactly a minute to play here. Torado turns the corner. Had that pass intended for Chris Biton. Well, these two guys haven't been playing for a while.
Right. And alam ni Chris nagkamali siya because he has to space that side of the floor so Chris can operate. Look at this move. Weak side cut, dumps it inside. Secondary defender tries it, but Gabby Espinas is just too big and too strong to be stopped at that point.
What a pass, what a shot for the Batang Caloo. They're up by 3 points, 35-32.
para sa 100% pag-unlad, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas,
50 tayo, 50 si MB. Hati mo si Manny.
Sir Ron Monsayak of the Mpbl party list at the venue with his wife. Sir Emerson Oreta, our operations head dito sa Mpbl. Also in that VIP row dito sa Caloocan Sports Complex. The Mindoro Tamaraos down by 3 points here against the home squad, the Caloocan Batang Caloo. Off the timeout, Jay Yuto kicks it out to Joseph Sedoripa, who cans it from downtown.
So after missing a couple of three-pointers, Sedorifa once again brings back that three-point production for the Mindoro team. And just quick decisions on when to rise up and take those shots.
And just like that, we're all tied up again at 35. Pito on baseline, Jay.
What you like about Chris is that the moment that he puts the ball on the floor, you wouldn't know if he's gonna pass, shoot, or lay up.
Yutok in traffic against two defenders.
I'm telling you, the way that he's played in that Binyan game, ganda rin ang contribution niya ni Yutok.
And that's gonna do it. What an action-filled first half between these two squads. Caloocan and Mindoro exchanging big blows here in this first two periods.
And really just a close battle between these two. Classic game, well played.
We're back to square one here. We're all tied up 37 all between Caloocan and Mindoro. Don't go away, halftime analysis when we return.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayan.
ni Matias has 5. Joko Tayong Tong with 4 points sa laro na to. Gabby Espinas, the new playing head coach of the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. His team looking to bounce back from a stunning loss to Cebu Classic in their season opener. While itong Mindoro Tamaraws looking to build on their momentum. They won their last game against the Binyan Tatak Gel on the road.
Yeah. And one thing also that you notice is ang ganda ng distribution ng mga minutes ng bawat teams. Well, the bigs, understandable yan. Gamalinda is gonna stay there for the most part. And sa kabila naman, you have Chris Biton and Gab Espinas playing a lot of minutes.
Sedorifa into the lane. Gamalinda, the extra pass out to Axel Inigo. Gamalinda with a hand in his face. That one's short. He's joined by Sedorifa, Yutok, Inigo, Bienes here as the 5 on the floor for Coach Rodney Santos to begin things here in the third quarter. Samantalang itong Caloocan has Kalahat who spots for and knocks it down. He's joined by Bitoon, Casin, Espinas, and Manday.
If they're gonna start knocking down those threes, speaking of Caloocan, then the outside defense has gotta be more aggressive for Mindoro. You cannot sag off of them now.
Only their second 3 in the game. Talking about that last 3-point shot by Kalahat. Gamalinda loses it on the power dribble. Casin, nagdalawang isip, puts the ball on the floor. Casin is fouled on the pass. Caloocan will keep it.
Nakita mo talaga yung atake nitong Caloocan eh. Paint touches, locating shooters on the outside. This time around, gives it back to Kalahat and releases for that made 3.
That 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Miscommunication between Chris Biton and Romel Kalahat. Biton wanted to go back door.
Oo, kasi naka-overplay sa kanya si Axel eh. Pero yung miscommunication talaga.
You usually don't see that coming from Axel Inigo. He's usually more careful than that.
Tsaka he knows better not to commit that kind of dribbling violation.
To the dismay of the slasher, Coach Rodney Santos.
Unforced error eh.
Caloocan with a chance to extend this further. They're up by 3. Kalahat on to Casin. Casin thought twice about that shot. Axel Inigo with the board. Sedorifa. Pinapahirapan ni Biton. Bienes going back door. Nawala. Casin leading the break. Jeff Manday has all the time. Jeff Manday laces up a 3.
Second 3-pointer of the game for Jeff Manday. A couple here in the third for the Caloocan team. And just attacking triple gaps and looking for shooters outside the Batang Caloocan team is.
Take a look at that last play. Jeff Manday hit a rare 4-point play opportunity earlier in the first half. This time, wide open for a 3-point shot. At hindi niya papakawalan ang chance na yon. His team now up by 6 points, 43-37.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinay, 50 tayo, 50 si MB. Hati mo si Manny.
Caloocan Kangkalu shared earlier na bumounce back ng todo ang goal nila, and we can definitely see that. with their strong offense and defense approaches today. With a good synergy established with his teammates, wala daw silang palalampasin na chance to score higher. And with Brian Enriquez, Christopher Terrado joining them for their match, let's see if their bounce back game will be attainable. Javi, Coach Mike?
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Well, those two new recruits have already seen action in this game, but so far have not yet made an impact. Nevertheless, their team is up by 6 right now against Mindoro. Axel Inigo could not hit from the outside.
And one thing is clear, talagang kailangan nilang kumambak dahil dun sa pagkakatalo nila with Cebu, they never came back after, giving up that 19-point lead. So now you have to be able to establish that, and them making threes, katulad kanina sinabi natin sa halftime, yung 3 points na naging separation, bumabawi na ngayon ang Caloocan.
Kalahat sneaks one inside plus the foul.
If it's not a low to high, it's a high to low movement by Caloocan this time around. You've got that back pick, finding Kalahat on the weak side post, free.
7 points in the game para kay Romel Kalahat. Ken Bono set to check in here para sa Mindoro.
The first time we're seeing him.
Hasn't seen action yet. Kalahat at the line for the bonus. 3 out of 4 from the field for 7 points. He has 3 rebounds as well. Kalahat completes the 3-point play.
Now, I'd like to think with Gamalinda in the floor at the same time with Ken Bono, they might have Ken Bono on the low block and Gamalinda up top.
They swing the ball to the other side. Sedorifa fakes out the defense, adjusts short. He knew it was, and got to the miss right away. Put it right back in. Joseph Sedorifa.
Able to have enough strength to go for that second jump to put that shot in.
Piton, umaragasa, papunta sa basket.
Grabe, pag may momentum na ganun, Kaliwete, Chris Piton, galing pumasa na nakaka-dribble penetrate. Paano mo babantayan? Oh, steal.
Big pocket, Jeff Manday. What about the guards of Caloocan now wreaking havoc on this Mindoro squad?
And they're really putting to test yung guardia nitong Mindoro right now.
And Espinas swatting that shot away up the foul.
Are they gonna challenge this?
Jim Manso replacing Axel Inigo.
May foul ba? No. It will just stay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so no foul call. This was the pickpocket by Jeff Manday. Tinignan pa si Joseph Sedorifa. Made sure he knew. Gamalinda trying to go to Jay Utok. It seems, Coach, that lahat ng gustong gawin ng Mindoro nababasa ng Caloocan.
Correct. And nangyayari yan because the Caloocan team is really playing a lot of defense. They're moving their feet and communicating defensively. And it's not going to be easy to try and extricate yourself.
This is a 13-2 run.
Oh, yes.
Which is now ended by Ken Bono. Finally, a basket para sa Mindoro Tamaraws.
Ken Bono tsaka Bam Gamalinda pretty much interchangeable on a high-low action,
Tanong para dito sa Mindoro, can they get a stop? Casin, he can hit that 3. Casin does so.
What, 4 3-pointers already in this quarter? This is a huge development for Caloocan. We talked about it. Pag bumawi yan sa tres, ang bagay.
3 3-pointers here in the third quarter after only scoring 1 in the first half. Jay Utok steps out of bounds. Turnover for Mindoro. That's number 10 on the Tamaraws.
Yeah. And only because the guards have tightened a triple gap. And that happens to be the weak side corner.